We've got good news here, and that sure is nice. In this day and age, sometimes good news can unfortunately be all too infrequent. Not the case this time, because we have an update from Merryweather Comics. Before we read that, though, let me just briefly mention that Mary and I have spoken. Mary seems like a very nice dude. I am very glad that we ended up getting in touch, and we both agreed on making this update video. Mary doesn't want people concerned that the situation is, unresolved yet. So here's the update. The tweet from Merryweather Comics reads, YouTube investigated and determined the strike to be wrongful. The video is back up, and there is a link to the video. There's the default YouTube message. If you want to take a look at it, you can pause the video. And Mary also says, the person has now apologized for filing the copyright strike and admitted that it was a bad thing to do. I'm going to add something there and just say, yeah, it only took like 24 hours of nonstop discourse. I told Mary, the patience that he has is very admirable. I would not have had such patience, I just gotta say. He goes on to write, they still claim my design is copied. Oh my gosh. But at least they admit now that they have no right to the creeper design. I think it is best to give them another chance and move on. And I do agree with that, though. This person just seems very confused, and hopefully it's all in the past. Hopefully they learned from it. Although it sounds like, maybe they didn't. And apparently this tweet just got sent out from Kay that says, Mary, I'm so sorry for the unfair copy strike. I did not fully understand the consequences behind this. And I'll repeat what I said in the original video. Negligence to me. Says, I am sorry to say that I was plagiarized. I feared for my personal design. So, I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but the personal design thing, let's just leave it at debatable. They say, sorry, I'm so very sorry, really sorry, at Merryweathery. Mary says, honestly, the way you wrote this is pretty exaggerated. Anyway, you're fine. Just don't do it again. I hope you can get back to streaming and have fun with your character again. If you get any mean messages, just ignore them or tell me, and I'll try to ask them to stop. So again, Mary being very kind here. And that's been one of my biggest takeaways in this situation. It seems like Mary really doesn't have any ill will towards Kay, just wants to move on from this situation, wants to be able to make content for people, and even says to Kay that he hopes Kay can continue pursuing whatever it was that they are interested in as well, whether it's streaming, making art, whatever. You get the idea. That said, Mary's not a pushover either. As far as I understand, he did speak to a lawyer, but luckily didn't need to proceed forward with litigation. So it all worked out. In closing, Mary did also leave a comment that's now pinned on the original video with a bit more information and context for the situation. It's resolved now, but I figured I'd mention this if you are curious. It's over there. Also, I would like to close with a thank you to Team YouTube, because it seems like they expedited this process, which is great. The 10 business days, depending on the day of the week that gets started, it can end up rolling to about 3 weeks. So very annoying, especially when the strike, you are positive, really doesn't have any merit behind it. So Team YouTube seemed to have stepped up here. Very good stuff. And Mary says, thank you. You guys have been very helpful. You do see this from time to time. A situation gets a lot of attention and Team YouTube will take action pretty quickly. That's always good to see. The unfortunate flip side of the coin is sometimes smaller creators who are wronged in some manner don't have the same luck at times getting a hold of Team YouTube. But what can they do? They have a whole heck of a lot of people hitting them up. They do their best. And for the most part, I do think Team YouTube does do a good job. In this case, they certainly did. So a round of applause to you all for your support of Mary. I'll be wrapping this one up here. Again, Mary's channel will be linked in the description if you would like to take a look. I have been enjoying greatly the Minecraft and the Nintendo Switch talking to Android videos. They're very funny. I'm going to go watch some more of those. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.